Guys, gals, garlic. I just went to the garden and I picked 3 different kinds of kale, and I'm gonna make them all into kale chips. It's gonna be amazing. Stay tuned. Okay, so kale from my garden is completely organic. However, I mean caterpillars and all of the things, so it's got to be washed. We're gonna wash it. We're gonna start with the light green kale. Here we go. Okay, cool. Next up, we've got dino kale. We've got 3 kinds of kale growing right now in the garden. It's pretty super cool. And as you can see, the dino kale is also a winner when it comes to caterpillars wanting to eat from our garden. Let's wash it up. And then finally, the dark green kale. And I mean, let's be real, this is the best kale, so I'm gonna use all this kale. Dark green kale, let's wash it. Cool, so dramatic lighting change because it's the evening hours. My wife is teaching her dance class, and I'm going to surprise her with an amazing array of kale chips when she gets home. So let's cut them up. Here's the dino kale. Now that I've removed it from the stem, I want to tear it into chip-sized pieces. Let's do it. So normally a baking sheet is perfect for kale chips, especially if you're just doing a small amount for 1 or 2 people. But in this case, I'm going to make a whole bunch of kale chips because our garden is overflowing with 3 varieties of kale right now. They're in full bloom and it is time for harvest and processing, and we're going to eat them and enjoy them. So in addition to this cooking sheet, I'm also going to use this pizza pan, which also works great, and they both fit into my oven at the same time. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these greens mixed in so that we have an even spread in both of these vessels, and then we'll get them into the oven. And we're gonna go at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for probably about 15 minutes, but you really wanna watch it as it goes. And yeah, we'll get it in there. We'll get the oven preheated after I've mixed up the greens and dress them. Okay, now things are starting to happen. So I've got all my greens mixed up here, all the different varieties of kale on both of, and evenly distributed on both of my baking sheets. And so now we're gonna add the magic. First, we're gonna start with a drizzle of organic extra virgin olive oil, and people use organic things. Please, please do it for yourselves. You're worth it. I'm also gonna use some organic salt. This is actually not Trader Joe's Himalayan salt, although that was delicious. And we ate every freaking morsel of it, and then I refilled it with some organic Celtic sea salt. So that's what's in there now, and we're going to use that. I'm going to put a bit of garlic through the press here, And then we're going to finish it off with a magic ingredient, some Parmesan cheese or vegan Parmesan cheese, depending on your particular influence. Do what you do. So here we go. Let's do this thing. Let's start with drizzling. So where that salt falls through, it's just going to lay on the pans, and it's going to be laying in the oil that has also fallen through. So you can take that as you're massaging it in and rub that kale into that salt and that oil, and get it on all the different angles and expose every piece of this to that magical goodness. And I've done this. So the next step for me is to add our smallest of the 3 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to press it over both of these. Here we go.